Now moving on to our next crypto, which is Dash coin or Dash or whatever you want to call it. I saw some insults going back and forth in the comment section over Dash being a trash coin, but you know, I always counter with, well, every crypto crashed. So does that mean every crypto is trash? So did the stock market. Maybe the whole stock market is trash too. I don't know. I'll stop being snarky now. So when we look at Dash coin, we have two patterns that were in operation. There is a chance that we are done with our correction, but like with EOS and XLM, our bullish green pattern has invalidated. It'll become more clear on the big picture chart. We're having less of a bounce in Dash, so you're very likely still in our primary red pattern. So shifting to our big picture logarithmic chart, this thick red line here, I'm going to shrink this down a little bit, expand it, was the origin point of what we work on the first wave for our orange primary pattern. That got invalidated because we fell right through that. That level was at about 102.17, something like that. We broke down through it. We went as far down as $80.58. So the orange pattern is dead. That will be coming off the chart probably around the next Dash coin update. So the red is primary, and that tells us that we've just finished the third wave down of our larger C wave. And Dash is a little bit different from most of the other cryptos. We didn't have a higher high back in early November. It looks like our correction really started from August, and it fills out really nicely as a pretty good textbook looking 5-wave pattern. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even the subdivisions within, you see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That fits. It looks like even the third subwave was an impulse. So this is the most textbook looking pullback we're seeing so far. And there's a strong possibility that if our A wave equals our C wave in length and depth, and we're going to hit somewhere around $61. So I have a hard resistance there. Shouldn't break through that. We may stop a little short around 65, but that would be my full expectation. And but not before we have a bounce. So again, we're in a subwave 3. I expect a pretty good bounce. I wouldn't expect our fourth wave to intersect or overlap our first wave because I do see this as more of a standard impulsive pattern based on the proportions we're seeing. So I wouldn't expect as much of a bounce in Dash coin, and we haven't seen as much of one so far. So that could be a harbinger of things to come. The alternate pattern is that we're getting close because we're so oversold. We may be done with our correction or very close to it. That's what the green pattern would be. It means that we would see a little lower or no lower than we've already seen, and we'd see a pretty quick rally, not directly into this box, but we'd see a small 5-wave pattern, 3 waves back, and then eventually we work our way into that box. So keep your eyes peeled. And just another hint, Dash, because it seems to be an early indicator of trouble ahead, it may be an early indicator of the light at the end of the tunnel. So keep your eye on Dash. We're making updates on it. Learning that altcoins sometimes lead our OG cryptos with shifts in sentiment.